AMC accounts for less than 0.0000025% of the total market capitalization of all publicly traded companies in the United States, yet while at the exact same time accounts for 10.3% of the entire industry's revenue from lending securities. Total return swaps equals infinite lending. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a lot of stuff to go over with AMC, and then we're going to touch a little bit on the SPY GameStop to close out the video. All I ask you guys to do is watch until the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. We're going to cover everything that there is to cover. Sorry the video is going up more towards the evening time instead of the afternoon. I had some stuff to do today. I still had some videos that went up, but of course they weren't to the quality that they usually are on the daily, like today's video. So make sure to tune in, hit the like button, make sure to engage the algorithm. Please get the video out to more people. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So that's right. That number, you heard it right, is how much AMC accounts for of the total market cap of all publicly traded companies in the US only, yet it accounts for 10.23% of the entire industry's revenue from lending securities. And after institutional investors and corporate insiders, roughly 338.496 million shares are publicly owned by 3.8 million individual investors. This would mean the average American invested in AMC has a total of 89.07 shares each. You are witnessing the greatest financial rouse of the century. Now, shorts will eventually have to cover on AMC. To put this into perspective, the number of shares currently shorted on AMC while being on the threshold list since June 19th is 157 million shares, or approaching $1 billion short. This is how a company can have liquidity concerns even after beating an earnings report. But again, I'll reiterate it, shorts will eventually cover. Now, what are the new things that happen and what are we going to go over? Well, Webull still didn't change the shares outstanding on AMC from 1.51 billion, so it's already correlating the conversion of APE into AMC, and they're kind of prepping for it over on Webull, yet they're also producing the wrong number for the EPS, negative 1.4 and not a positive 0.01. So they have two glitches that are false. Shares outstanding 1.51 and the free float 1.51 billion, which of course this is APE and AMC together. So do you think the conversion is about to go through? And many sites, including Fintel, including Webull, and including other news and media outlets, are reporting that there is a market cap of 1.51 billion. Now, JPMorgan remains bearish despite new painful losses this year, as 70% of short sellers continue to take a massive hit. The bank strategist says investors are overly optimistic about inflation's path and the chances that the Federal Reserve and other central banks will softly land the economy. JPMorgan's basically saying, listen, this is still not good. No matter the picture you guys paint, short sellers are going to have many more losses over the horizon, so you better just prepare for the major losses that are happening now to get even bigger. Finally, a quick touch on the numbers before we show who purchased calls on AMC. Short interest for APE is at 10.7%. Cost to borrow sitting around 5%. Utilization sitting around 89%. As for AMC, it shows the short interest drop on several different platforms from 29% to 26%, yet still reporting a 30% down to 27%. The numbers are all mixed up, and this is exactly what I think that the media is trying to stir, right? They're trying to stir the numbers up for AMC, for APE, for the Ortex numbers to show that something's happening in the background, but there's not a lot of price action, which is going to scare retail investors, which we're going to talk about the last shake-off when we get to the charts. Now, here comes the FUD. Barbie has already pulled in over $1 billion. That still may not be enough to save AMC Theaters, which has a looming bill it may not be able to pay back, according to CNN. Basically not reiterating how positive earnings went for AMC. Instead, they're saying, listen, they may not be able to pay back on their bills, even though the movies are doing too hot. They don't even mention earnings. So here comes the FUD articles. You are going to see the media pushing so that shorts can take advantage of the upcoming sell-off. Now, speaking of Bank of Montreal, here is their AMC position. So shout out to Dave Murphy for posting this on Twitter. You can see Bank of Montreal down here from the call to put ratio, 14 million shares for calls and 12,000 puts. So they are betting huge that AMC is going to go to the moon. This was filed on the 2nd, so who knows the expiration, but they are betting big money on AMC that AMC is going to rise, and I think we are very close to that squeeze point. We're going to talk about it. Finally, before we get into the charts, Robinhood defeats investors' appeal over meme stock frenzy. This is a horrible thing to see. Billions of dollars were stolen from retail investors when the buy button was disabled, and Robinhood just defeated the retail investors in the appeal over meme stock frenzy that happened back when they took the buy button away, which is a horrible thing to see. but of course the entire system is corrupt, so what did we expect? Now before we get into the charts, guys, you can get up to 15 free stocks, a free Tesla or Google stock, and $50 sent to your account for doing absolutely nothing. All you have to do is download Moomoo using my link. It's pinned in the top of comments and in the description, and once you sign up and make a deposit, you will start earning benefits from there. Plus, you will get access to free level 2 order book data, trading options, going long, going short, and more. So make sure to go do that, guys. It takes 2 minutes out of your day. Plus, pop in the Discord. I'm in there on the daily, so if you want to come talk with me and 500 of the most amazing people who talk stocks all day long, this is the place to be. We also post trades. We post our gains, post losses, and have options trading alerts in there, so there is no reason not to do so. It's literally $1.99 a month. Guys, get in the Discord. Stop sleeping on it. It's not a lot of money. You won't even notice it come out from the benefits and the education that you will get. Let's get back to the video. AMC currently trading at $4.98, up 1.63% on the day, and we are trading with very, very little volume on AMC. Still looking for this flash crash. I think AMC is going to get, especially with how the SPY is reacting. I think it's going to sell off, come down to a lower level, and then squeeze mid to late September like we've been looking at, and I think GameStop will happen a little bit sooner. So I think we flash crash on AMC at least probably tomorrow, and if not, come next week. GameStop currently trading at $20.19, also up 1.3% on the day. Trading very, very little volume. They basically sat today. Not much happened, honestly. It wasn't a day to be in the markets, trying to pull a trade. It really wasn't. It was kind of a day to just walk away and see what happens, and that's basically what I did. Still expecting that 12% sell-off for GameStop to come, bounce off of that $18 level, and then squeeze from there, which is probably going to be sooner than AMC, probably late August, AMC late September. However, another thing that lines up is the court case has a deadline of September 30th, so that is also interesting, seeing I assume we're going to squeeze mid to late September. Now, before we get into the SPY, U.S. inflation rises for the first time in 13 months. Many are working hard to spin it as a positive, but the Federal Reserve has increased rates 11 times to combat inflation, which has destroyed numerous banks, yet they remain far from their inflation target. Soft landing, right? Banks are still crashing, the media is not covering it, and no matter the picture you try to paint, inflation isn't doing too hot. The Fed isn't ready to slow down and, make you feel strong, so stop manipulating yourselves and causing that placebo effect. It's basically what this tweet says, and I completely agree. Now, the SPY is trading at 445.65. I thought it would come down to that 444 level, but we are holding on strong. The SPY popped all the way up off this news, basically off of the volatility to 451.50-ish, 451.75, came all the way back down to 445. So it had a very, very large swing on the SPY. If you traded this, let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you lost money or made money on this, let me know as well. Still see that gap fill down to about 443.18. Look for a little bit of a bounce at 444. And then there are further gap fills from there. And then looking for a nasty correction, or at least a mild correction, I would look at 426 for the SPY. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.